Yeah. Okay. So if you guys want to start seated, yep, or maybe you're on your back, wherever you want to be. Maybe just sigh and thank ourselves, yeah, for being here together. And just allow ourselves to drop in. You know, I'm going to ring our tinkshas those 3 times just to kind of give our body maybe that signal that this ritual, sacred space of yoga is opened up. Maybe just saying to yourself, I am here now. I am here now. Bringing our awareness here. Now tonight we embody the energy behind Skandasana, Lord of War pose. Yeah, we did that earlier this week, and it's really powerful. Bringing in that fire energy associated with Lord of War. And in our yang practice, that Lord of War pose, Skandasana is side lunge. So in our yin practicing, we're embodying the benefits of side lunge, which is that gallbladder meridian. The gallbladder is considered a yang organ, and its partner yin organ is the liver. The liver meridian runs on the inside of the leg, the gallbladder on the outside of the leg. Let's exhale, dropping in, continuing to drop in with the breath. Let's give ourselves another breath in. And on our next breath, let's make our way to our back and find a reclined butterfly. It's going to be dropping in here, dropping in to the back body, to an external rotation of our hips. Our gallbladder meridian supports us in decision making. It can provide clarity. If it's in excess, it might kind of manifest in impulsiveness. If it's deficient, that gallbladder is weak, it can manifest in being stuck or indecisive. So wherever that gallbladder is right now, we're going to maybe just balance it, encouraging it to give us clarity and decisiveness. And that liver that runs on the inside of the leg, that's that creative aspect, has the ideas. So the liver comes up with the idea and the gallbladder carries it out. So we balance that yin and that yang, the yang and the yin. Exhale. Maybe bringing into our space right now an area of our life, maybe a situation, or maybe just something that comes to mind when I bring up the idea of clarity or decisiveness. Maybe it's just deciding to book that trip or make those plans. Maybe it's something that has a little more impact. Let's drop into the clarity. Feeling balance. Let's chant a single Om together. Let's draw the breath in. Let the breath go. And inhale. Exhale for Om. Now, as you're ready, let's bring those feet to the floor. And then finding a block that's handy, just slide it right underneath that sacrum. We're going to come into our supported bridge. And now bring that block underneath that sacrum. If you want, walk those feet out so the feet are nice and long. And then let the feet fall out. Maybe the feet fall in. Let the feet be floppy and lazy. And then as you're ready, you can reach arms overhead maybe. Wiggle the shoulder blades towards the opposite direction of your feet and just drop those hands back. Kind of opening up the front of the hips first. Maybe giving ourselves those 3 breaths to arrive here. In our Lord of War inspired practice. If you need to give yourself a few breaths, go ahead and do so. So sometimes before we make a decision, we like to have different perspectives. I know at least a few of us in this room do. We like to see it from all angles, take in as much information as we need. So we're just going to kind of work into that outer hip from all angles, all perspectives of the hip. This is the front of our hip. This is where the psoas muscle runs, part of the hip flexors. The psoas is a really great kind of abode for fear. Since fear hides out in those hip flexors, the psoas. So maybe releasing some fear here. Sometimes we don't move forward because of fear. Fear might cloud our clarity. Maybe our mantra here can be, I release fear. I release fear. If this isn't in your practice, this supportive bridge, let's come into that space on your stomach. We're almost to the end here of this shape. Maybe counting down and savoring the last few moments here. I release fear. Maybe breathing into the fronts of those hips. Good, guys. Yes. These veteran yin yogis here releasing that breath with that final chime. Bring those hands back down to the floor. Exactly. Bring those feet down. When you're ready, lift that block out of the way. There's no rush. And we find our rebound. Maybe you need to hug the knees into the chest first. Really nice, guys. Perhaps noticing if there's a shift in your energy. There may be, there may not be. Wherever your energy is okay. Let's breathe in and exhale together. And maybe one more breath in. And let it go. And as you're ready, let's roll over, come up to seated. And we'll find our seated butterfly. But I'm going to give us some options here. So notice if you bring your feet kind of close into the body, you might feel more of a stretch in that inner thigh, those adductor muscles. If you have it further away, you might notice it more kind of on the hamstrings or on the outside of that leg, up here maybe. And so just kind of feel into where you want to feel the stretch. Do you want to feel it more in the hamstrings, or do you want to feel it more on the adductors? So find your Goldilocks spot, and then let's get those sits bones grounded and bring our heart forward and see if we can't bring hands to the feet and fold the chin to the chest, and maybe lead that forehead towards the feet. And let's relax the shoulders. Yeah, if you can place that head on a block, if that feels good. And let's be here. Sometimes we need to see all angles before we make a decision. Sometimes that decision, that clarity is just there. Giving ourselves permission tonight to slow and to find balance, to bring in that yin aspect of moving forward, right? That reflective aspect. Very much like with that throat chakra, right? Speaking our truth, they say, and it's active, right? But we don't know what to say if, well, we can just blurt it out, right? But we need to look and receive first. Look inward and be reflective. Receive what we need to hear from our highest self. So we can receive, we can reflect. That's that liver aspect, that creating that idea. We have to know ourselves first before we can speak truthfully. Otherwise, it won't be speaking our truth, it'll be speaking, shit. Yeah, all right. So, before
tell it like it is.
Yeah. So we come into this yin aspect of kind of reflecting first, taking it in. Then we can move with that Lord of War force. So giving ourselves time to reflect. We're receiving clarity. Even notice we say, I got clarity on the topic. I would say I made clarity. It's something that we kind of receive. Let's allow ourselves to receive these perspectives, moving into that outer hip here. By noticing those other surrounding parts first. Maybe our mantra here is perspective, perspective, perspective. I gain perspective. You might notice this in the low back, the sides of the spine, the back of the neck. Okay, so after you're ready, making your way to your rebound. I know that you all know how to get there, so just allow yourself to begin that journey whenever you're ready. Maybe you want to stay in this shape a little longer, and you're welcome to. What does our rebound have to tell us tonight? Maybe you notice now in this rebound those areas of the body that were under tension or under compression. Might be more noticeable than before. Breathe into that space and then just let the breath go. Our yin breath, our non kind of awareness breath. Nice job, guys. Let's breathe in. Exhale, let the breath go. Another breath in. Exhale, let it go. Yeah. Now let's bring our knees up to the chest and just extend those legs kind of to the sky. Maybe point and flex the feet just a couple of times. Good. Yeah. And now let's bend those knees, let the feet come down to the floor. Let's make our way up to our hands and knees. We're going to come into that waterbug pose. So just however you're situated on your mat where you have space for the feet, kind of whatever way makes sense for you. With that puppy or that table, let's bring the right foot out first, okay? That masculine side of the body, bring the right foot out, the left knee is down, the left knee is under the hip, and then we'll walk our hands forward, dropping the heart, the right foot grounds. And we're not, the action or the pose is not about the left leg, Right now, it's about that extended leg. So again, you might notice this, the inside of the leg, maybe notice it more on the outside. Or just dropping in. Letting the breath come and go. Allowing ourselves to be here. Maybe noticing if you're clenching that right knee and just relax the right knee. The leg can still support itself if the knee is relaxed. If you flex the knee, then that right quad's going to engage. So try to release that right quad, okay? Yeah. You can even be on your forearms. Good, guys. Maybe even bring those arms wide, have a wider base to even be more receptive, more yin. Might notice this leg is straight. That's also supportive of that liver. When we work with the hips, it also might bring up emotions that get stuck there. So if you find yourself maybe laughing, that joy pops up, or maybe weeping because of grief, or maybe feeling angry, just maybe notice what happens if you let it be here. And kind of step away from it, creating some space, maybe just watching that emotion. Imagine you could see it in the hip. Maybe it has a color. Just visualize the emotion and let it move through us. Creating that space, practicing creating space. Maybe one more breath in. Exhale. Soften. And now, rather than coming into a rebound, let's bring that right knee in, but keep the knees wide. Let's sit back in a child's pose, a wide-legged child's pose. Maybe bring hands to prayer and bring those hands behind the mat. And just find some sanctuary here. Going within, maybe looking at these emotions or this space, face to face. Feeling safe. It is safe to feel it is safe to feel. You might notice that compression on the tops of the thighs, those hip flexors that we open, we're compressing them now. It's back, maybe lengthening through that spine. Oh. Letting ourselves feel safe within ourselves. See if you can relax the face a little too. Really nice, guys. Maybe peeling the chest off the legs, the glutes off the heels. And let's come into a rebound here onto our bellies maybe. And maybe when you get onto your stomach, it might feel really nice to bring those tops of the feet to the floor and just sway those feet side to side. Maybe you do that a few times or a dozen times. And then you drop into that diaphragmatic breathing, that belly breath into the floor. Maybe giving yourself a moment right here to maybe just tell yourself that there's nothing to forgive about yourself, that you are already whole, that you're doing the best that you can, and you have not done anything incorrectly. And then when you're ready, just gently press up, making your way to table. Exhale to extend that left leg out, finding a variation of a puppy, this waterbug. That right hip is over the right knee, top of the right foot to the floor, left leg is out. And just notice if you're drawing the kneecap towards the hip, just let it go. Relax the quad. Relax into the shape. Really good, guys. Yeah. Forearms are down, elbows are down. The arms can be out if you need to. Maybe the arms just on either side of the head. Here we're just thinking about that leg, that extended leg. And just the arms are kind of an added bonus, but make this yin and lower those elbows down. And the forearms, yep. Let it be as yin as possible. If you want to extend the arms, you can. That's okay. There's nowhere you need to go, nothing you need to do. Just relax and give yourself this time. You might even notice in our classes together, we give ourselves a breath, we offer breath, we don't take breath, we don't take time for ourselves, right? We give ourselves time. Just noticing those subtleties in the language. It's more supportive to the system. Thinking that we're not taking something, but we're giving to ourselves. Giving ourselves a space, giving ourselves a breath. Let the breath go. Exhale. One more breath. And as you're ready, maybe making your way onto your back for a rebound or onto your stomach. That stomach breathing is really supportive of calming that vagus nerve, that longest nerve in the body that helps us regulate the back body. Can be a little grounding. Nice, guys. Maybe one more breath. You can hold it, suspend it. When you're ready, exhale. And then we'll gently and with awareness, scroll over, pressing ourselves up to seat. And now coming into our garland pose. Feet wide, dropping the hips down, maybe hands in the heart space. Or, you can also come into that forward fold. So if you want to lengthen that spine, you can come into that forward fold, kind of opening the backs of the legs. We'll be here for about 2 minutes. Maybe you're kind of wanting to offer this garland tonight. You can still stretch the back by dropping the chin, but you might notice that hip opener if you press the hands together. There's a little bit of yawn here, right? Just dropping in. Perhaps noticing the beating of your own heart in your chest. Letting go. Maybe you just drop the hands in front of you and you don't press those knees wide, just drop the hands down. Whatever you do, maybe relaxing the jaw and the face, the throat. Let's give ourselves a breath in and out. Maybe audible exhale. You can breathe in. Maybe a textured exhale, like a Maybe now after our next inhale, breathe in. Maybe exhale as if you're blowing through a straw. Steady, long exhale. Nice, guys. And now let's gently lift the head. Bring the right hand behind that right foot, that right leg. We're going to come into lizard. So we're going to drop that left knee, pivot the feet. So it's actually called dragon and yin. So bring the top of that left foot to the ground. Let the right knee come out to the side. The hands are down. Maybe you're on your forearms. So whatever, however you want to express this tonight. This is again more yang than yin. This is our Skandasana inspired yin practice. So if you want to be on your blocks, you can bring yourself to blocks. Kind of moving into these hips from all directions, right? Yes, good. Nice. Yeah, good. Right side of the foot on the ground, maybe the right knee dropping out. You might notice that left hip flexor, that fear releasing shape here. The psoas. Again, this is a little more yang than yin, but maybe notice the aspects of yin. Notice where we're receiving here. Yeah, good. Maybe the weight of the knee draws your attention to that outer hip a little bit. Maybe bring your awareness to that outer hip here. Good, guys. Gently, maybe bring that foot to the ground, hands to the floor. You can rock back, maybe into a little bit of a stretch on the back of that right leg. And then as you're ready, let's make our way to our rebound. Onto the stomach or onto the side body or the back body. We're going to the side body, I guess. Just dropping in. Really nice, guys. The kidney meridians also run on the inside of the leg, and so kind of when we bend that leg like we just had it done, it's kind of a boost to the immune system, but it also kind of helps signal to the body that we're safe. So that psoas being stretched and open, and with that leg bent, it does support us in regulating that nervous system. Let's give ourselves another breath. If you're on your stomach, go ahead and stay where you are. If you're on your back, roll over to your stomach. Now let's press up into table. So that way we can bring that right knee forward and step the left knee forward on the outside of that left hand. And we'll come into our dragon on the other side. So dropping the pinky edge side of that left foot over, that left knee dropping out. We'll allow this side to kind of speak to you. Don't expect the same message from the side as the other side. It might, if you were down on your palms or your forearms last time, it might be different for the side. Nice job, guys. Maybe soften the toes on both feet, the soles of the feet. Be noticing the balance, being in the balance. Maybe breathing, if that breath has been suspended, make sure you can exhale, bring in that freedom. Just a couple more breaths here. And when you're ready, exhale to maybe come onto the palms, lifting the heart, bringing that foot down. You can straighten that leg, flexing the toes towards the sky. Just a moment of releasing the back of the leg. And let's come into our rebound, whatever your rebound looks like here after this dragon. Really nice, guy. Oh. Now, as you're ready, come into our table from wherever you're at. And from this table position, let's just bring that right knee up towards the wrist. Bring the right foot out, maybe behind the left wrist. Maybe the shin is parallel with the front of your mat. Maybe it's at an angle. It just depends on your hip. Lower that left knee down. We'll come into our sleeping swan. You can lower the arms down. And rest the head. You can bring the arms out like a T, or maybe you have them in front of you. Yeah. And let's drop into that outer hip. The energy of this gallbladder meridian. And if that's not accessible, come onto your back for that reclined figure four. breath come and go with ease, maybe. Receiving clarity. Let's give ourselves another deep breath in, or a deep breath in, wherever you're at with your breath. Deep breath in, and then let it go. Now let's drop into our rebound, maybe pressing up, dropping the right glute down and swinging the right leg back, coming onto the back, and maybe just extending that leg long, coming onto the stomach. So whether you want to rebound on your stomach or on your back, just be there. I'm going to bring legs up the wall for a moment if you can. However your energy is informing you. Maybe thanking yourself for giving yourself this time. Let's count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On an exhale, let's hug our knees to the chest. Run out of sigh. And then we'll gently make our way to table again. Yeah, nice job. Bring that left knee to that left wrist. Nice work, guys. Come down into that sleeping swan. You know, even though someone might look down on, look at you in yoga, looking in and think, oh, well, you're just kind of lying around. There's so much more happening in our yin yoga practice than what meets the eye, right? Because sometimes it's much easier to move in a class, and the movement can almost distract us. That movement is an anchor for the mind. But when we're still, we have a lot of space to think. And so the stillness, that's the practice. So giving yourself that thanks for being here in your yin practice, being present. Let's count it down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now let's drop that left hip over to the ground. Bring the right hip to the ground. Swing the left leg out. And the right leg comes out now too. And we're going to come into our dragonfly. So this is supporting that liver. So we're just going to come into balance right now. After these outer hip, all these hip openers. Let's come into dragon. Or dragonfly. The feet are relaxed. Good. Really nice, guys. We'll count it down from 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. You can stay here a little while longer if you want, or come into your final rebound of Shavasana. Nice stroke. Might have been more of a Brussels sprout night than a cooking night, according to Marcel, my teacher. We all want a cookie, but sometimes yin yoga will give us a Brussels sprout. Let's drop into some comfort here, at least in the shape. Dropping in. Extend some gratitude towards yourself for being here and carving out the time. Thank the subtle body, all its wisdom. And thank your heart and your mind. And just ask your heart and your mind and your entire being to be prepared to reap the benefits of this practice for days and weeks, months to come. Come up to a seated position whenever you're ready. Let's exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Shanti. Shanti. Shanti.
Namaste, Kim. Thank you so much.
Thank you.